So I'd worked in bars for about 20 years or so, and I'd established myself as a person who was in the industry in town and was well known in that. And with that industry, it's a lot of partying. You've got fast money in your hand, and so you take the money and you have to decompress because you're dealing with people who are at their worst. Basically, when people are in a bar, they are basically like their worst behaved selves. And so you're constantly dealing with that pressure, and then you go get off and you just want to relax, so you drink. And or some people go to drugs. It's a very the industry is almost a gateway drug in itself. And and so I've been going along and I've been drinking, and this 20 years of doing this, just like it was not a thing. I had two kids and then a third, and everything was going fine. I was a drinker. I never thought necessarily that I was drunk or anything like that. I had this like superpower that nobody could really ever tell when I was drunk. Like I always used to joke that when the aliens come down from the sky and challenge the Earth to the great drinking contest to save all of humanity, I will be that champion, and statues will be erected in my honor. Because like I will have pushed off the alien horde. I had a head for alcohol, and through that, my body decided I don't, and so I have cirrhosis of the liver, which is basically your liver has so much scar tissue from damage that it's been done by alcohol that it can't function properly. And a lot of people need a transplant when it comes to this sort of thing. Now, the way I found out is an interesting story. I think it is. I tripped in a parking lot. I hurt my toe really bad, and I thought I pretty much broke it. And so I went to have X-rays done, and this at a doc in the box, which is one of those like little urgent care places. They're not really a hospital, not really a doctor's office. And they prescribed me 6,400 milligrams of ibuprofen a day to take, which is an astronomical amount. It's way more than anybody should be taking. And I started feeling kind of meh. I started getting random nosebleeds, which were really strange to me because I hadn't gotten those before. And so I was like, I better go. I must be having like some serious sinus problems. I need to go to my doc and see what's going on. So I went in and I walked in and I talked to her, and like within about 5 seconds, she's like, I want you to go have a sonogram on your liver. You're very yellow. I can see it on you. Your eyeballs are yellow. Your skin is yellow, which is a symptom of cirrhosis. Your body gets jaundiced because obviously you're not secreting the right things to your skin, and your bilirubin level goes very high, and it's very dangerous. So I did that day. I went and I had my sonogram done, and it was around 4 o'clock. And I have a habit of always going to watch Jeopardy at the bar, like with my buddies. Old guy bar habit, like everybody sit around and answer questions. Don't say the last answer, damn it. Give everybody a chance. Once the song's over, you can answer. We had rules and everything. And I was sitting there and I get a call, and it's like 30 minutes after my sonogram. I get a call from my doctor, and I answered thinking it's the nurse saying, everything's okay. She's just going to tell you, take this, take that, whatever. And it's my doctor, and she's on the phone. So that spooked me. And I was outside at this point on the phone, and she tells me, you've got cirrhosis of the liver. And in my head, all I heard was, you're going to die. And it scared the living shit out of me. Pardon my cussing again. But I went back in, and I was just kind of stunned as I sat back at the bar. And I hadn't been drinking that day because she had told me to go get this liver sonogram. And I was stupid, but I'm smart enough to know that maybe I shouldn't be adding to this if it's going to be an issue. Maybe somewhere in my head I knew. I knew that this was the time for the diagnosis. But I was sitting there, and I looked around, and I looked at the bar, and like my first habit in any bad news would be to get a drink, like immediately, and just drink it away. And I looked around, and all the bottles and all the taps and all the drinks just disappeared. They were blurry. I couldn't see them because I didn't need it anymore. I didn't need it. I didn't want it anymore. I thought about my kids, and I thought about them living with someone else as their father, and it made me sad. It made me really sad that they would tell good stories. They'd say how nice I was and how fun I was, and that. But man, he really couldn't keep his booze, and so he died. That's such a terrible story, as opposed to my dad's, here to toast at my wedding. And so I quit right then. I stopped, and I never had another drink since then. It's been almost 4 years now. And the only times I've had a drink were on accident. There was one time we were in a bar in Oklahoma City that 4 drinks that were identical got sat down on the table, and the person serving the drink was very sure that was the one without alcohol in it. I took a sip, it was alcohol. Freaked me the hell out. I had to leave the bar and go sit in the car and cry, because I thought, you've done all this work, you've done all these things, and now you drank, you blew it. You blew it. And knowing in my head I wasn't going to die from one sip of alcohol, but the taste, everything, it just sent me back to what that felt like and how much I miss it, honestly, And I felt the warmth as it goes down your stomach like I hadn't felt since I was 19. So here I am now. When I was first diagnosed on my MELD score, which is the score that they use to determine whether or not you need a transplant or not, it goes from 6 to 40. With 6 being normal, and then 40 being you're gonna die. You need to get a transplant immediately. I was at a 36 on that, and so through a little bit of change of diet and not drinking at all, and through medication and such, I've got my MELD score down to an 8. So I'm a very bad candidate for a liver transplant right now because I don't need it. And I also, I've been journaling now for a long time. I put my stuff on Instagram and Facebook, my daily journal that is just for me. It really is. I do write it for me, but along the way, people have started reading it, and I get a lot of calls and a lot of messages from people who want me to talk to a family member for them about it, or maybe they think they have a problem as well. And so I've actually helped some people, counsel them out of this nonsense. It's a dark place to be, and the best person to take you out of it is probably somebody who's experienced it, especially who's living with the fact that they're probably going to die because of it. That will be the thing that killed me eventually, is alcohol, and I know that now. Didn't know it then. I was having a great time. But yeah, I wrote a one-person show about it, and did it at a festival locally here, and I plan to expand that and maybe tour it once everything calms down to colleges, because I think binge drinking is where it starts. And there's a road, like you talk about that change and that road that you can take. One road is, you just drink in college and you leave it at that, and then you have, social drinking. The other is you drink, and you drink for the rest of your life, and those people. And it happens a lot of time when you get to that independence, that free choice of what you want to do. And also, frankly, it's built into your head for a lot of people. There's things at ease. So yeah, I know I'm sober, and I'm very happy about that. I haven't had any alcohol in forever.